I was a little encouraged today as I talked with several of your professors. Many of you didn't have your team devotionals today. This is a habit that we're going to strive and work for. Don't feel you have to have a team devotional every week. No, we want to have a regular habit of having our team devotionals. Today, some of you know we have a heavier topic. It's a little challenging for me to talk about this. So let's get started. I'm an addict. That's the simple nature of it. These times that I have before you, when I share the message, are times that I find are the best to share my own struggles in life. Today, you're going to hear a little bit more of my life and testimony. This message today will also take you to some new and unexpected places as you learn some new things about me today. And before we really get into what I want to talk about with addiction, we need to explain a few terms that relate to my life story. So let's go and get the next slide up. We've got three different terms up here: Asperger's, OCD, and addiction. And I have all three of these in my life. So what does it mean? Some of these terms may be new for you, and these terms weren't terms that you probably talked about in your team devotions. Asperger's is a form of autism. Okay, some of you know what autism is. I've never been officially diagnosed with autism. However, some of my family members, many of my colleagues in the DLE, think that I exhibit some aspects of Asperger's. Though I know some people who work with autistics and say that, no, you don't have it. But I think I see enough of those tendencies here. So what does it mean that Professor Bishop has Asperger's? What does it mean that I struggle with autism? It's a wide range of things, but it interferes with your interaction with me. Some characteristics of Asperger's might include not having enough eye contact. If you're talking to me and feel I haven't looked you in the eyes, it's maybe a little bit because of my Asperger's. Asperger's are people that have difficulty in relationships. Poor handwriting. How many of you taken my class and seen my poor handwriting? Okay, I see some hands there. And the repetition of numbers. Repetition of repeating numbers. When I was in junior high school, I would constantly count numbers in my head on the school bus. The last one, counting numbers, seems like an addiction, but it's really an aspect, it's a form of autism. I can also get so focused on things that it's hard for my brain to turn off. I've had many nights here at home when I've had difficulty to sleep because my brain is so obsessed or focused on something. A positive of having Asperger's is I'm really good at details. But one of the challenges, I have hard times making some faces and putting them together. Second thing, that's part of my story. That's not addiction, but facing addiction is OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Professor Ron is here, I might disagree with her on some of the terms, but let's not worry about that. Some people with autism do have OCD disorders. This is not true of all autistics. OCD and addiction share many similar characteristics, but they are different. I'm not going to explain all these differences, but I do want to share an OCD issue that I had before moving on to addictions. My OCD was actually related to brushing my teeth. I'm nervous to smile photos. I hate smiling photos because I would over-brush my teeth, and I brushed them so much that I hurt them, and my gums, my teeth receded, and I'm so embarrassed in pictures showing my teeth because I'm showing more of my teeth than I want to. It took a dentist to get involved and say something for me to be able to actually work on this behavior. And the sad thing is, the gum line doesn't grow back. Addiction. Addiction and OCD are often used interchangeably by the media. That makes it hard to understand what those differences are. But part of the distinction between these two disorders is between anxiety and pleasure. Am I performing some action to reduce anxiety, OCD, or am I doing something because it brings me pleasure, addiction, even if that pleasure is only temporary? But sometimes that may be hard to tell. For example, when I have my third cup of coffee in the day, is it because it brings me pleasure? I like drinking coffee because I can't think without the third cup of coffee, or am I drinking it to prevent a headache? So sometimes it's not always clear what those lines are. Now with that introduction of some of those basic points, I want to switch direction a little bit. Who am I speaking to, and why am I speaking today? Some behaviors and routines are good. Starting each day with a quiet time, QT, praying, reading the Bible, are good for you, right? Those are good habits to have. And if missing your morning quiet time produces a little anxiety, that's a good thing, right? Some behaviors may be neutral, perhaps okay if done in moderation. We may have to be careful though, because without care, moderation becomes compulsion. Many of you know that I like to play Pokemon Go. You have that slide? That's me. I'm level 35. My son wonders why I'm not level 40. Maybe I'm not addicted enough. Well, some of you know I play this. That's a pretty high level, isn't it? Yeah. I'm also addicted to Animal Crossing. Okay, I don't know if you can read that level up there, but that's level 79. It's a good thing I don't have any homework. Now, how about with Pokemon Go? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it's kind of neutral. Without Pokemon Go, I'd probably be fatter. It encourages you to get some exercise. So it's one of those addictive behaviors that I say it's okay to have a little bit of this in my life. Coffee is okay when it's done in moderation, but it can quickly become something out of control. If you have a habit or behavior that you don't want to change, I'm not speaking to you today. With that said, I'm speaking to those who have a habit or behavior that we do want to change. As Christians, we may realize there are habits and behaviors that we need out of our life, but we don't know how to overcome them. Sometimes in the formation of a bad habit, a crisis can help us overcome it. I've experienced this sometimes in my life. When I was old enough to drive, when I was 16, my friend got me hooked on gambling scratch cards from the gas station. It wasn't long before one of the employees at the gas station asked if I was old enough to buy these. I wasn't. So either that or the prayer to call my parents, that was enough of a crisis for me to quit that. More recently, I used to play the Disney Sum game, and I think we had that slide up. We go back to the Disney Sum slide. There we go. I like this game because, I like Disney. But you know what happened? The monthly missions went from pleasure to work. I felt I had to complete them, and I quit playing. You see there, out of 0 to 6, how many points? 0. I quit playing. I had to. And I quit playing because I didn't enjoy it anymore. But I keep that app on my iPad to remind me that I need to be careful. Okay? So sometimes we do have a crisis that will be enough to overcome. Most of the time, though, we don't have that crisis to help us overcome our addictive behaviors. So that's why I want to look at our passage from Romans as encouragement. Can we read our Romans passage again? Many Bible commentators have struggled with Romans 6 to 8. So as Paul is writing Romans 6 to 8, he's writing about his own conversion to Christianity. And sometimes it's hard to know in Romans 6, 7, 8, where is he talking before Christian and after Christian? Where is that dividing line? But as I see this, I see that at this point, he is a Christian. So let's look at this passage again. This is the New Living Translation. It says, so the trouble is not with the law, for it is spiritual good. The trouble is with me, for I am all too human, a slave to sin. I really don't understand myself, for I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. But if I know that what I'm doing is wrong, this shows that I agree with the law is good. So I'm not the one doing it, it is sin living in me that does it. And I know that nothing good is in me, that is my sinful nature. I want to do what is right, but I can't. I want to do what is good, but I don't. I don't want to do what is wrong, but I do it anyway. But if I do what I don't want to do, I'm not really the one doing it. It is sin living in me that doesn't. I have discovered this principle of life, that when I want to do what is right, I inevitably do what is wrong. I love God's law with all my heart. So what do I want to highlight here? You see in verse 18, I can't make myself do what is right. I want to, but I can't. In verse 21, it seems to be a fact of life that when I want to do what is right, and I inevitably do what is wrong. When I see this, I see the struggle with addiction. A lot of us who struggle with addiction, we don't want to do the addiction, but we end up doing it anyway. I want to do right, and I can't. So as I see Paul here, as different commentators have approached this passage, I see someone who is a Christian struggling with behavior they don't want in their life. So, as I'm here today, I'm not here to go into all detail about my addictions, to name them, to talk about how long I've had them for, how much they go beyond coffee and gambling. And gaming, not gambling, sorry. Gambling was only when I was in high school for a short time. We'll briefly talk about some of the others, but I like to think of myself as a recovering addict because some of my addictions are very easy to fall back into. So my first point in all this is that the struggle can actually be a sign of salvation in the believer's life. What do I mean by that? Often the person without God has no desire to overcome their struggle. At times, a crisis like loss of a job, threat of divorce may change one's behavior. I had that crisis with the scratch cards. I didn't want my parents to find out. But for the Christian, we don't need that crisis. There will be that desire to change, to do that often without that external crisis. I remember when I was living in California, I was thinking as I struggled with addiction, how can God use me? I am worthless to God because of my addiction. That was one of the thoughts that haunted me. I'm a Christian, but God can't use me because I'm so addicted. I don't think I thought about losing my salvation. But I thought God would never be able to greatly use me for His kingdom. And yet, here I am today. I teach in a Christian university, and I minister to university students. It is good when the Holy Spirit is still working in our lives. Because what does it say? It says there's hope. If we fail, we can pick up and start again. The danger is when we have given ourselves so over to our sin, to our addictions, that we have squelched, we have quieted the work of the Holy Spirit in our life. But in this case, you don't feel bad about your behavior. Now, we have to contrast this with verses like 2 Corinthians 5:17. Can you put that up? It says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old things have passed, behold, new things have come. Some people think when they become a Christian that addictions and other sinful behaviors just disappear. Well, yes and no. When we become a Christian, when we accept Christ into our lives is justification. It gives us standing before God. We don't use these words, justification, sanctification, and glorification as much anymore, but they're important words. So justification is when I become a Christian. It's my standing before God. Sanctification is my daily walk with God. It's when I repent of my behaviors and say, I'm not perfect, forgive me, God. And glorification is that day of the future when I'll have our new bodies in Christ and no longer struggle with sin. I look forward to that day. So my point here is that struggle with sin is a sign of life in the believer's walk. No, it's not fun to struggle with sin. I don't enjoy struggling with sin or my addictive behaviors. But knowing that we struggle with sin is a way of saying, I'm not where I want to be there. Or you have the same lesson around. Christ isn't finished with me yet. My second point is, how as Christians do we overcome addictive behaviors? I'm going to share some of my own successes and failures here with you. So the first step is, don't do it by yourself. Okay? Trying to overcome addictive behaviors by yourself is not going to work. We have verses like Proverbs 27:17. Can you pull up that verse? As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And we also have Ecclesiastes 4:12. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. I usually don't have success in overcoming addiction by myself. I've had some limited success in one-on-one counseling and accountability relationships. But But if you and your partner are both struggling with that behavior, you tend to excuse it. A group of 3 or more friends can be helpful. We call these accountability partners or accountability teams. If you think of Martin Luther King Jr., he struggled. He struggled with sex outside of marriage. And he had to have fellow ministers as accountability partners to help him with his addiction. Focus on the do. Don't focus on the don't. This has been the most important thing for me in my own struggles. We can have verses we think sometimes like Matthew 5:28. Don't look lustfully at a woman. And if I keep focusing on that, that's all I want to do. And that doesn't work for me. The don't behaviors are harder to overcome. A more positive way is something like 1 Timothy 5:12. Treat older women as you would your mother. Treat younger women with all purity or treat younger women as sisters. What's easier? Don't look lustfully. Treat women as sisters. The positive one is the easier one to carry out. Female students here at Congo, it helps me to think of you as my daughters. I'm old enough to be some of your parents. I'm more than 20 years older than most of you. But this said, it's easy to focus on the negative behaviors we should not have. When we focus on what we shouldn't do, we're often feeding the negative thoughts. Many addicts have learned to replace a negative behavior with a positive. Smokers switch to chewing gum. People who overeat learn not to have another snack, but to drink water, a positive. The same can be true of our thought life. We have to learn to replace our thoughts in a positive way. Boredom or not knowing a positive behavior can lead to negative behavior. What's interesting, in my team, as my team was having team devotional, a lot of times our negative behavior comes because we're bored. We don't know what to do with that empty time. Even if it's just 15 minutes to teach class. I've got 5 minutes to class starts. I got to get on Facebook. So what are we putting in our minds? Colossians 3:2 says, set your mind on things on earth. Set your mind on things above, not on things on earth. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If there's anything excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. How many of us do this in our lives? We focus on good things. Input leads to output, or maybe for garbage in, garbage out. Put stupid stuff in your mind, stupid stuff's going to come out. But when we start putting good stuff in, there's less room for the negative stuff. So we need to be careful what we put in. Okay? So be careful what you put in. There's a website I used to look at for relaxation. I'm not going to give you the website. But I stopped looking at it. Not that it was a really bad website, but it wasn't a good website either. It didn't edit my God. And occasionally had some things that were bad for Christians. So I had to stop looking at it even though I enjoyed going to it for relaxation. Another thing is to begin scripture memorization. A lot of us have not have that habit. But this has been good for me. In my prayer journal, I have a couple verses. The first one is James 4:8. This is the beginning of my prayer journal. Draw close to God, and God will draw close to you. So that's my prayer journal. And I keep that there because I want to draw close to God. I don't want to draw close to other things. My more important verse in the prayer journal is Proverbs 25:28. A person without self-control is as defenseless as a city with broken down walls. That's scary. Addiction is a lack of self-control. So do you understand? I struggle so much with addiction. I put this verse in my daily prayer journal because I don't want to be a person without self-control in my life. A city with broken down walls is easily defeated. And frankly, I don't want sin to easily defeat me. So this is my struggle. So bad, I put this verse in my daily prayer journal. Other good Bible verses, Psalms 119:11. Your word I have hid in my heart that I may not sin against you. Find positive things to fill your mind in your downtime. Read books, prayer, Bible reading. Christian books, Christian music are positive ways to fill your mind. I'm not saying that every book you have to read is a Christian book, but make them a regular part of what you do. My last step here, I'm going to speed up a little bit, is don't be prideful. When we're having victory, it's easy to think of it as all our own effort. I don't think of addiction as something I past. I think of it as something as present because I could so easily fall back into addictive behavior. So what happens if we have a relapse? Forgive yourself as God forgives you. We are going to fall as Christians, and we need to ask God's forgiveness when we fall. And it's so easy to fall. I remember a few years ago on the TV, I sometimes like to watch some TV, and Spartacus. I started getting into that, and I shouldn't have. I didn't do it intentionally, but it had very awful sex scenes in it. And it took me a while to realize, wow, what am I watching? Christians shouldn't be watching Games of Thrones. Amen. Yeah, that's right. I gotta go on. But my last point is for those of you who don't think you're struggling with addiction. First, be thankful. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, and I never had a desire. One day I went with my uncle to work. Everyone was smoking, and I was ready to throw up. My face was so green. So I've never even had the desire to smoke a cigarette. So I'm thankful to God that I haven't smoked a cigarette. Be honest. Many students in the U.S. who drink would consider themselves alcoholics even though they regularly go binge drinking. Ask someone if your behavior is addictive. Next, be your brother's keeper. We see in Genesis 4:9 that Cain says, I'm not my brother's keeper. But God says, you are your brother's keeper. God intends that. We are to watch out for fellow Christians. Okay? So let me give an example here. What does it mean to be a brother's keeper? I argue with my wife over keeping ratio in my house. Why? Because it's alcoholic. And I want my children to know that they grow up with a life without alcohol. I also don't keep alcohol in my house because I know how addictive my personality is. And, I hated coffee, but now I drink 3 cups a day. What would happen if I started drinking beer? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it would be very easy for it to become very addictive. How about I'm the norm or your humble friends? What's your responsibility? We've had some students fail out of Carmichael College because of addiction to gaming behavior. I know one student lost his girlfriend because of gaming addiction. If you see an addiction and the person wants to change, then get involved and help them. Help them if they smoke. Help them when they fail on midterms to pick up a cigarette again. Forgive them, encourage them. And some of you need to be aware of God's judgment. Now, we have students come back from Army. First thing they do is say, let's go get a drink together. Well, what does Romans 14 tell us about this? I'm going to highlight a few verses. Verse 20 says, but it is wrong for a person to eat anything that causes someone to stumble. It is better not to eat meat or drink wine or do anything that will cause your brother or sister to fall. If your brother or sister is struggling with something and you encourage them that behavior that they're struggling with, you will have God's judgment. Next slide. I originally wasn't going to talk about this today. It's hard enough to be in front of you and talk about addiction, but we need to talk about pornography today. PG talked about it briefly, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more today. What prompted me to talk about addiction today? There are 2 things that happened last semester. One of them was we really did have a student who was here 3 semesters, got 0.0 all 3 semesters, and got expelled this semester because of a gaming addiction. I said, you know what, as Carmichael College, we are not doing enough to help our students with gaming addiction. The other reason I want to talk about addiction today is because of the book I read. Can you put up the slide of the book? Dr. Howard Moore, the president of Southern Seminary, put this book on his reading list. And I read this book, and it changed some of my opinions about how pornography is affecting the world, how views about sex are affecting the world, even Christians. So we're going to go from here, and we have a short 1-minute video. Can we put up the video, please?
Pervasive internet pornography. It's killing us. It is killing us. One of the top major evangelical missionary groups in the world, since January 1, they've had 276 applications for staff. Now, folks, this is the most evangelistic Bible-centered group you can imagine. It's huge. But in these 276 applicants are some of the top young people from seminaries, everything, that apply for their staff. 99% of the men, 80% of the women pursue pornography in the internet. You get that, folks? It's no different for any other organization in the world. 99% of the men applying for staff, 80% of the women pursue pornography in the internet. If we're going to have an impact, we're not.
Josh McDowell reported this less than 2 weeks ago. He reported this on February 24th at All Baptist Church in the U.S. Did you get those statistics? Christian organization. 276 applicants. These are Christian applicants. What percentage of men struggle with, not just struggle, but sought pornography on the internet? 99%. Almost 100 for a Christian organization. What percent of women? 80. We don't like to talk about this word porn, but it's a terrible thing. I'm not going to repeat those. In the book that I showed you the slide of, and she says, let me give you some more statistics. One of the surveys reported that 41% of unmarried men between 18 and 39 had porn use in the last week. Those numbers go up. We put up the slide from the book. There we go. I know that may be hard to read, but read for you what's on the slide. So, 41% of unmarried men between 18 and 39 had porn use in the past week. That's not too surprising. Those numbers go up much higher than 41% if you go more than a week. Likewise, 1 in 3 married men under 60, 1 in 3 married men reported past week pornography usage. This is married men. This led the author to conclude this is the pornographic double life, where women find themselves stuck between unhappy scenarios. The unwanted porn use of the man they're with, the elevated odds of the same thing among the men they might be for, and the risk of being alone. My boyfriend's using pornography. I don't like it, but if I dump him, go find another guy, chances are he's using it, then I want to be with someone without porn, that's probably not going to happen. So many more men and women are having to put up with each other's pornography use within marriage. Now some guys, they have this false notion that, okay, I'm in trouble with porn, I get married, and that struggle with porn goes away. It doesn't. Marriage is not the fix for pornography. That's sad. How about Korea and Condom? As Peachy said, Korea is one of the largest consumers of pornography. How many of you like the game Overwatch? You know, before the game Overwatch came out, that Overwatch porn was one of the most searched web kinds of porn in Korea. It's also a problem in my house. In the past, we've had members of EPT, CPT, go on a spiritual high, worship together. They go back to the dorm room, they go to spiritual low, look at pornography and masturbate. How about Professor Bishop? My first exposure to porn came in the Boy Scouts. Playboy magazine. 6th grade elementary school. sophomore. And as a Victoria's Secret catalogs, I had a friend who traded comic books, and I borrowed his porn books. Internet gave much wider access later. And even today, from the past habits, and the habits of my past, the draw can still be strong. Last weekend, my kids went to visit my wife's parents. They went Friday, came back Saturday. And the draw was there. I didn't get into it, but the draw was there because of past usage. So while I didn't fall this last weekend, the old nature still wars within me. It's not a perfect wall. That's what I have to be careful about. Until we have glorification, I'm going to call myself a recovering addict. So how do I want to conclude today? I struggle with addiction, and many of you do also. I have more victory than failures, but I look forward to the future when our glorified bodies, when we'll have our glorified bodies, and sin will no longer have a hold on us. I'm thankful that God is using a broken person such as myself. How about you? Maybe you're so addicted that you think God cannot use you. No, that's not true. You may need to repent and get right, but God can use you. Maybe you're trying to overcome temptation and addiction in your life. Find help. Deal with a professor if you don't know where. Even if you don't have an addictive behavior in your life, you may still need to work on having a better thought life, putting in positive things. Maybe if you can memorize some of those verses at the end of your paper today. And lastly, maybe you see others struggling with sin. If they don't want to change, they're not struggling. However, if they want to change, you are your brother's keeper. Be involved and encourage them. Because if they want to quit, they're going to go through withdrawal. They're going to go through a chemical thing in their brain, and they're going to need your help. I don't know if that's PG closest at this point now. I feel a little incapable of doing the closing, so I'm going to ask PG to close us today.
Amen. First of all, let's give a hand for Bishop. One of the things we see in the Lord's Prayer is the Lord's Prayer. It says, it doesn't say, forgive me my trespasses. It says, forgive us our trespasses. Because we are a body. Here at Carmichael, we are a family. And we sin as a family. When others sin, our brother sins, we get sent with them. When the churches fail God, we fail with God. And so if we just start off as they play in the back, if we just spend some time confessing our individual sins, anything, an addiction really is an idol. It's something that we're putting before God. It's something that's hindering us from doing the things that God has called us to do. And we haven't just failed individually, but we failed corporately. Let's confess our individual sins. Let's confess our corporate sins. Let's just pray that the Holy Spirit would be here to wash us, cleanse us from condemnation, break the powers of our lives. Pray there be victory, that we can walk in victory. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's victory. The Spirit of God is here so we can walk in victory, so we can walk in the freedom that God has for us. So let's begin to confess our sins and pray for victory in here. Let's pray for that.